All right. Hi, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning for yoga for stress relief. Today, we are going to have a little bit more of a gentle practice where we're not going to be standing up at all. So today, we're going to go ahead and just get started laying flat on our back. So you can go ahead and head there. And I just wanted to thank you all for coming out. And these are kind of crazy times right now. And so when we get really stressed out, our bodies can physically manifest the pain. And doing yoga and having a yoga practice is a really great way to physically work through that stress and that pain that we're storing in our bodies. So today we're going to do a little shoulder opener and hip opener practice to kind of focus on those areas that we hold stress a lot. So like I said, we'll start on our back. So if you're not already there, you can go ahead and head to your back. Alrighty. So once you get comfortable, so I'm going to stay seated cross-legged for this portion, just so it's easier to hear my voice. So just begin laying flat on your back, just like corpse pose, like how you usually finish your class. And just settle in to your body. And thank yourself for showing up here this morning. And start to connect with your breath. Taking deep inhales through your nose and deep exhales through your nose. And just start to notice how it feels as your lungs begin to fill up with air. Feel your chest expanding with each inhale. And feel your chest falling with each exhale. Begin to notice the slight pause that starts at the top of each breath. And then when you exhale, notice that slight pause at the bottom as well. Just continue to cycle through those deep, even breaths and noticing those two little spaces where your lungs are completely full and completely empty. And as you lay here, connecting to your breath and connecting to your body, set an intention for your practice this morning. What brought you here? What made you show up to your mat? And we'll take 3 deep breaths to really cleanse and seal in that intention. So take a big inhale through your nose and open your mouth for your exhale, letting it all fall out. In through your nose. Exhale, release. One more time to really seal in that intention. Inhale. And exhale. And as you're laying here in your corpse pose, you'll slowly begin to hug both knees into your chest. You can keep your knees together, you can bring your knees wide, whatever feels good for your body this morning. And remember that if there's anything that I'm cueing at any point that doesn't feel good in your body, you can modify to what you need, or if you don't know how, you can feel free to skip it and send me a message at the end to see if there's any way that you can modify. So as you're hugging those knees to your chest, just start rocking side to side, giving your lower back a massage on the mat. You can bring your hands just underneath your kneecaps, and you can bring little circles into your knees. And if you do that, just make sure you switch directions. And just keep maintaining those long, even breaths here. And then after you have given yourself a little spinal massage for your lower back, we're going to work on massaging, oh, hi, Murray. We're going to work on massaging our whole entire spine with some rock and rolls. So we'll hug our knees together into our chest, tuck our chin to our chest, and keep yourself in this little egg shape. And then from here, you're going to begin to rock and roll. And this is a great spinal massage. You can swing those legs up as high as you need to start getting some momentum. If you want to, you can put your hands behind your knees as well and just rock and roll back and forth to feel that massage through your spine. And you can go all the way back onto your shoulders and all the way up. And just make it as big or as little as you want. And then if you can rock and roll all the way up to your seat. If you can't, you can just slowly come up and just help yourself to a seated position. So we'll come into a easy seat here. Sitting up tall, crown of our head reaches towards the ceiling. And you can close your eyes here or keep your eyes at a soft gaze. And just take a few deep breaths again. Remembering that if your mind starts to wander all throughout this practice, that you can use your breath as a guide to help bring you back to your bodily sensations. So for our next portion, we're going to get into our neck and shoulder area a little bit. So we'll start by doing some shoulder shrugs, and these don't have to look identical. Ideally, all of us will look the same, actually, because all our bodies are different. So I want you to just explore your shoulder area a little bit. Shrug your shoulders high up to your ears on your inhale. And then your exhale, roll them down and back. Inhale, shrug those shoulders high. And exhale, roll them down and back. One more time. Inhale, hugging those shoulders high to our ears. Exhale, roll those shoulder blades down and back. Now we'll reverse that and shrug those shoulder blades together. Then hug those shoulder blades up, up, up. Shoulders almost touching our ears. And then around forward. And then again, hug those shoulder blades together. Bring your shoulders up, 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 up to your ears. And then forward. One more time, opening big, shrugging high, and exhale, release. And then just take a few more rounds of just shrugging your shoulders a little bit, trying to notice if there's anywhere that is really holding on to a lot of tension. I know for me personally, my right trapezoid is where I hold a lot of my stress. So again, all of us are different. So maybe you don't feel any stress in your shoulders, and that's okay, but it's still a good place to stretch and wake up this morning. So we'll go a little bit higher, focusing just on the neck. So keeping a straight spine up until our neck. We're going to drop our chin to our chest, and then slowly begin to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Head falls back, gaze coming to the ceiling. And then slowly dropping your left ear to your left shoulder, chin to your chest. And so take a few more rounds of that, about 2 more neck circles. And if there's anywhere where it feels like, oh man, that's a really bad knot, like you can stay there and hang out for a minute and do a little bit of a stretch before you move on. Again, you're in the comfort of your own home. There is no hard and fast rules here. You just listen to what your body is asking for from you this morning. And so after you complete that third neck roll, we'll switch directions. So dropping our chin to our chest, now starting with the left ear to our left shoulder. And then same thing, drop your head back, right ear to right shoulder. And then again. And like I said, you can do these as slowly as you want, pausing where you need to, but try not to do them super fast. We're not trying to spin our heads up. And so then take one more big circle. And when you're ready, we'll meet at a neutral side. So from here, we'll take our right arm, extend it out to the side, and then it's going to cross all the way in front of our chest, as straight as we can. So if it only comes to here, that's okay. Just try to make your arm as straight as you can. Left arm will come up and underneath, above our elbow. If that feels like it's too much, you can keep it below your elbow. Just try to keep your elbow straight. I like to bring it above my elbow because then I don't have to worry about keeping my elbow straight. So from here, you'll sit tall and hug your right arm into your chest using your left forearm. And the tendency here is to take your right shoulder and hug it up to your face like this. But we want to keep our shoulder blade down and away from our ears so we continue to just lengthen through our tricep and our deltoid here. Hi, Rufus. So we'll hold here for 3 breaths. Inhaling through our nose, and exhaling through our nose. If you're a little stuffed up from allergies or any sickness going around, then you can breathe through your mouth. That's a-okay. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Release. And we'll do the other side here, reaching our left arm out and sweeping it in front of us as much as we can. Right hand comes under, in front of our elbow. Again, you can bring it below your elbow if you need to try to keep it as straight as possible. Hug your arm into your chest. Focus on that left shoulder dropping down away from our left ear. We don't want to have short little turtlenecks. I always tell my 4-year-olds that I teach yoga this, you want to have a long giraffe neck. So try to keep everything tall here. And just take one more breath. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your nose. And then your next exhale, you can release that arm down. And just do a couple of arm circles here. Maybe bend at the elbows and do a couple of circles to loosen up those arms and just see if you feel a little bit different or a little bit more open now after a couple of those stretches. If not, we're going to keep going, so hopefully you'll open up a little bit more. So you'll reach your left arm up to the ceiling for this next one. And then you're going to bend at the elbow so that your palm touches the back of your hand, in between your shoulder blades like this. And then you'll take your right hand, bring it to your elbow, and then slide your fingertips as far down your back as you can. Keeping that armpit just stretching long. We don't want to just like bend over to the side. You can if you want to get a little bit more of a side stretch, but if you're trying to focus the stretch just through your back, just trying to stay tall here. If you have very open shoulders, you can also take this right hand and bend it behind you to try to interlace your fingers here. I can just barely grab it, so it's not super, super comfortable. So I don't like to hold the stretch here. But if that's accessible for you, that is perfect. Good. And then we'll take one more breath here. And then your exhale, just begin to bring your left arm down. And you can do a couple of circles again if you need to. Right arm reaches high. And we'll do the other side. So you'll straighten those fingertips to the ceiling, bend so that your palm touches in between your shoulder blades. Left arm reaches up and around to our elbow. And then just help slide your fingertips down your back. And so one side might be more open than the other. I think that this is my less flexible side, so I don't think I can even grab it on this side. But it's worth it. Yeah, I can't touch on this side. So the other side I can at least barely touch, but this side I'm not even coming close. So it's always worth it to try on each side so that you can figure out what your good and your bad side is. And you don't ever want to have a a bad side with any judgment attached to it. Just kind of a noticing without judgment so that we can make better decisions through our practice, because you don't want to just cater to your good side. You want to make sure you're having a practice even through both sides so that you're creating a greater balance for your body rather than an imbalance. And on your next exhale, you can release your arm there. So give those arms another little circle. And we'll aim for our last little chest and shoulder opener. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. I'll turn so you can see. And straighten your arms back behind you. If that is too much for you, you can always just stay here with your elbows bent. And if not, you can straighten those arms. Try to just bring your hands back onto the mat and press your chest forward. Take 3 giant breaths here. One more big inhale. And exhale. Release through there. Then we'll come into a tabletop position. So you can release your arms, bring your hands in front of your knees, and just roll over onto your hands and knees. So I lied, we have one more little chest opener here, but we're going to come into our low cat. So we're going to take our hand and reach it out in front of us. Our hips are going to stay glued over our knees here. The tendency is to sit back like you're in child's pose. So keep those hips over your knees. And then you're going to extend your hands forward, far out in front of your shoulders, and then drop your chest down towards the mat. Your forehead can go on the mat. If it feels like you need a deeper stretch, you can bring your chin to the mat. But again, keeping that tailbone sticking up towards the ceiling, trying to keep our hips level, or hips stacked over our knees. And hold here for 3 more breaths. Feeling your chest melt open towards the mat. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly begin to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Good. So from here, we'll begin to stand on our knees. So if you do have any knee problems, you can either bring a blanket underneath your knees, or a good trick is to always just fold your yoga mat under. So you can just fold your yoga mat under like that if you need a little bit more support. We'll begin by starting on our knees. You can bring those hands to your hips to help you feel more stable. And we're going to take our left foot and step it up in front of our body. So you want to make sure that your knee is stacked over or slightly behind your ankle. Whenever we're doing any sort of yoga pose, we want to make sure that our knee is not in front of our toes like this, right? We don't want to be here because it's bad for our knees. So just to protect ourselves, make sure that foot is far out in front of us. Your hips should be over your back knee, just to begin. And we'll bring our hands onto our hips. Tops of your feet are flat on your back foot. Front foot toes are facing forward. Or you can turn them slightly out if you would like a little bit more stability through the front. So take a cleansing exhale. Inhale, fill up your lungs. And exhale, lunge forward through your hips, keeping your chest up. And so your hips are still squared here. I didn't let my right hip open up towards the back. I want to keep my right hip pulling forward, left hip pulling back, chest staying up. Hands can come here, or they can come onto your knee. Or if you want to get a little back bend, upper body stretch through here too, you can inhale your arms to the ceiling and slightly come back. For today, I'm just going to keep my hands here because I'm trying to focus more on my lower body stretch to open up my hip flexors. So you can continue to deepen into the stretch as much as you can. And so whenever we do yoga, we all have an edge that we deal with in our pose. So it's that point where we can feel a really intense stretch, but we're not in pain. So always remember to try to find your edge and use your breath to help you deepen that edge and go deeper into the pose. And take one more breath here. Inhale. On our exhale, begin to straighten your front leg and bring your hands on either side of your shins. Your toes can come off the mat, flex towards your face. So hips are still squared here, right hip pulling forward, left hip pulling back. And on your next exhale, you can round your forehead towards your knees. And just keep everything straight through this front leg. A lot of times the tendency is to bend. And if you feel like your hamstring or your calf is so tight that you're having to bend, you can, if you have blocks, you can take blocks and bring them on either side of your leg. Forgot to bring them over this morning. And then if you don't have blocks, you can like just use anything in your house. You can take 2 chairs and put a chair on either side of you to hold you. There's endless things that you can do to make these postures accessible for you if it feels like it's too much in your body. But just keep rounding your forehead towards your knee. And take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, round a little deeper. And then inhale, begin to bring your front foot flat, bending into your lunge again. And for just a couple breaths, I want you to alternate back and forth between that. So exhale, lunge back to your half split. Inhale forward to your low lunge. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lunge. One more time, exhale, straighten. Inhale, lunge. Good. From here, you can plant both hands onto the mat, slide that left knee back, and we'll get ready to do the other side. So you can either keep your hands here, or you can come back to stand on your knees, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And you'll take that right foot and bring it forward. So bringing our hands onto our hips again. Again, check in with your foot and make sure that your knee is not, or your ankle is not behind your knee. So foot comes forward, hands come to our hips. Try and keep everything centered over the center of your mat, or centered over your hips, I mean. And exhale, lunge forward. So again, bringing your arms wherever feels comfortable. You can keep those hands on your hips. You can bring your hands onto your knee or fully extend those arms up towards the ceiling. Again, I'll stay here today. And you can see a little bit better on this side. If I was to open, my whole body would just be opening up towards the camera, right? I want to take my left hip and pull everything towards the front so that everything is squared off. And you're really focusing that stretch through your hip flexor here on your left side. Again, really focusing on that edge, using your breath and your exhales to deepen into the posture. We don't ever want to try and deepen through a stretch when we're inhaling, because when we're inhaling, our body is naturally tensing our muscles. When we're exhaling, our body is naturally relaxing our muscles. And take one more breath here, inhaling through your nose. And exhale, straighten that front leg, hands come on either side of your shin, hips square towards the front. Your toes can flex up towards your face as well. On your exhale, round your forehead towards your knee, keeping your hands on either side of your shin. And just keep breathing here, feeling the tightness in your hamstrings melt away with each breath. We'll take one more breath here. Exhaling, rounding deeper. On your inhale, you'll begin to bring your right foot flat onto the mat. We'll alternate through those lunges and half splits again. On your next exhale, straighten your leg, knee to your nose. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, straighten. And then inhale, back to center. From here, you can bring your hands onto the mat. Bring those legs back behind you. You can do a couple of hip circles here if you need to. And then do it on the other side as well. Good. And then from there, we can cross our ankles, come to sit on our mats, we'll roll through back to our back. Excuse me, I need to just take a sip of water really fast. Okay, so we're gonna lay flat on our mat and we have time for about one more stretch. And as I said in the video yesterday, if you have not watched, that's okay. I'm going to skip corpse pose for you guys. Because since we only have 30 minutes, I'll just cue you into corpse pose right as we finish. So we're gonna lay flat on our back, hug both knees into your chest again, just like when we started. And you can move your knees side to side, give yourself a little spinal massage again, and just try and notice if you feel any different. If you feel any more open, feel a little bit more space in your body. And then from here, we're going to plant our left foot on the mat. Our right ankle is going to cross over our left knee, right knee pointing out. We don't want to just keep it hugging in towards us. The stretch will be way better if you press that knee out. And so you've created a little triangle here, your shin and your thighs. So you're going to take your right hand and bring it through that triangle you created, and then your left hand is going to come around to interlace your right wherever it can meet. So maybe it just meets on the back of your thigh, and that's good. Maybe you can reach all the way forward to your shin. If neither of those are accessible to you, you can always grab a towel or a tie. If you don't have an actual yoga strap, you can just wrap it around your shin here and pull it into you. But so wherever you can grab on, you'll interlace your fingers, then exhale, hug your left knee into your chest. Right knee should continue pressing out towards the end of our mat. And you should feel a pretty intense stretch through your right hip. And again, just remember to find your edge here by hugging a little deeper or letting go a little bit. You don't ever want to be in pain during your yoga practice, so just remember to listen to your body. We'll hold here for 3 more breaths, really letting the tension go. On your next exhale, slowly begin to release your legs so that your left foot comes flat to the mat. Now we'll switch, so right foot comes flat, left ankle crosses over our right knee. And then again, you can grab onto your thigh or your shin or use a strap, whatever is most comfortable for your body. And then your exhale, slowly begin to lower to the mat, hugging your knee into your chest. Again, left knee is pressing forward. So just keep hugging everything into your center. If you feel like this knee is coming in towards you too, you can also use this elbow to like physically actually pull it, push it a little bit farther away from you. And take 3 more breaths here, really settling into the pose. And on your next exhale, slowly begin to release the feet flat. And then you can hug both of your knees into your chest one last time. But this time we're gonna open our knees wide towards our armpits, flex the bottoms of our feet, and we're gonna reach on the insides of our shins to grab the outsides of our feet. And so from here, you'll take the bottoms of your feet and face them up towards the ceiling for our happy baby. And so you can keep your upper body flat here and just roll side to side, feeling an awesome massage through your back. You can also play with straightening one leg and then straightening the other. Or you can try and straighten both at the same time. Just kind of try and play with your happy baby here a little bit and see if there's any way that you can create a new sensation within a familiar shape. Maybe you're new to yoga and this is all brand new to you, and that's okay as well. Good, and take just one more breath here. And on your exhale, you can slowly begin to release down to your final Shavasana. If there are any other closing postures that you like to take in your practice here, or in your practice, you can do that here. So you can maybe do a spinal twist or a shoulder stand. You have endless options because now the time is yours. So you can decide how you'd like to finish your practice, either with a couple of last closing poses or just heading straight to Shavasana. If you're heading to Shavasana, just lay flat on your back in a starfish position, palms facing up to receive energy, palms grounding to the mat to release energy. And just settle into your Shavasana, letting every single muscle in your body relax and melt into the mat. And I will leave you here in your Shavasana, and so I hope that you guys feel a little bit lighter, a little bit more relaxed. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow for Yoga for Stress Relief for day 3. We'll be doing this at 9 o'clock every day this week, and so I hope you can join us. If not, I'll be sending out the recordings afterwards so you can practice them on your own. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and have a wonderful day. Namaste, friends.